Good morning. Impromptu chat. So, sit here and wait a few minutes before I get started. Hello. How are you today? That sounds rough. I just thought I would come in and say, hey, since I have been MIA, you all know, busy season, but I'm doing good. Everybody's good. We are blessed and cannot complain. Got up and took my daily walk, and it's still quiet. Imagine I could snatch a few minutes before everybody starts waking up, and then I have to go. So, a few minutes of my me time here. But how is everybody doing today? And how's the weather where you are? It's definitely springtime, but it's cool this morning. It's just nice to be outside and it's pretty. Popping in to say hi, how are you? I'm glad you joined. I was wondering when I could catch you in here again, Pepper. The weather is sunny but windy here in Florida. Yeah. Off to make breakfast. Everyone slept in today. Yes. Yeah, that's how it is here. Yep, everybody slept in. So I can imagine probably in the next 15 minutes everybody will start to wake up, and that dreaded I'm hungry. It's like, can y'all just fast for a while? I don't know. Usually I'm kind of prepared, but they were requesting muffins, so we'll see. Good morning, hon. Just watching Wendy Williams. Oh, wow. I haven't watched Wendy Williams in ages, but I did meet her one time. It was fun. Quite a character. The weather is good, but there's a storm coming in. Oh, no. Don't send that storm this way, y'all. I hear your bird. Well, you can hear. This mic is good. Yeah, the birds are out. I was just saying it was nice outside. I took a walk this morning like I do every morning. So, yep, they're out. And the kids are just anxious because it had been, you know how the weather is here. They've been outside collecting ladybugs and all kinds of stuff. Soon as they knew spring was coming, they made an excuse not to sit at the table. Gotta love them. But that's okay, though, because they're learning. Um, Great Mike, yeah. So we did good. We had been studying birds again this winter so that they would be prepared for springtime and have better knowledge of them and know what to look out for. So they're really excited. They're identifying bird calls and different types of birds and things like that. So it's going good this time around. We have moved on to fish again, though. But like I said, when they're out there, they know what to look for. So, I know she was here before. I missed out on her. I was mad. The birds are beautiful. I love that I can hear them. Okay. Yes, the kids was out also. Girl, these beetles are getting on my nerves. Yes. They are out here. You have to work on keeping the door closed because with them outside flies, and I'm like, you guys, you have to keep the door closed. They will wake up and get dressed and run outside. They choose outside before eating. I just figure if that's a way to wake them up and get them started, that's fine. Because like I say, I get up and go take a walk. So I totally get that. They have to transition from sleep. Excuse me. So I'll never make them just get up and start school. Other than that, what else? You guys know I'm with this footage. It's there. It's a lot, and I'm working on it. I'm working on getting things out, and yeah, little bit at a time. But hopefully, you all caught the video I uploaded yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, 20th. Yeah, on maybe it was the day before yesterday. Yeah, it actually was, but it counted as yesterday's upload. The writing process. I know that's a I don't want to say a struggle, but a struggle for a lot of homeschoolers here, and it can be tedious, but it's also fun, and it's not as bad as it's portrayed. It's not as bad. It's nothing to dread. It's nothing to avoid. It's nothing to I don't want to say diminish in value. I think a lot of people don't put enough emphasis on it. And I know I may step on some toes saying that, but it really is important. I've gotten phone calls and messages over help. My child is in, 11th grade, 12th grade, and they don't know how to write papers. And it's like, wow, really? But, it's nobody really to blame. It's like I said, it's a hard process if you don't know what you're doing, and most people don't. So, something you have to take time, and it really takes 18 years to develop. And the skills are just something that you have to work on constantly. So, the important thing is just to write. And I have my personality is kind of, I don't know, everybody does this. Everybody is more critical of themselves than everybody else. So I'm always trying to write and proofread at the same time and just get it just so. So that's why it's taking me so long to get things actually out again, because I'm trying to rewrite things as I write instead of letting them be, because usually most of the first ideas and thoughts are the best ones. So yeah. And things are out. You guys can't, you don't have access to them, but I do have things circulating already among those that I trust, so that they can give me feedback before they actually hit the shelves. So yeah. Good morning, learning as we grow. Nicole, good morning. Yes, they are. So soon, I will have something out. But I'm in the middle of that video. Man, they have great penmanship. I know you talked about that before. I will reiterate, because I have not shared curriculum this year, and I know before I said I was not going to share any more videos. I thought about all the stuff that I really, questions and messages and things on, and those were the things that would not get shared. And I said, you know what, I have to kind of reprioritize and make it work. Of course, YouTube is not the forefront because I have a lot of other things and family going on, but I still can make the time to get things out. They just, take longer. So yeah, I will, stress the penmanship, literally one word at a time, one letter at a time. I would rather that they have the perfect stroke in one letter than a whole word that just looks sloppy. So usually when we start, it's one letter, and I make them trace and copy that one letter about 6 times before we move on. Gradual process. This has been since, when did I pull them out of the private school? 4. So this has been 3 years I've been doing this. And they were doing the same thing. And, the little one, she did not have the experience. I've been her private school, and she just follows suit. She is her own little perfectionist. So, she is, just like the typical 4-year-old. She does have the pen grip, pencil grip down, no help, but she will occasionally still reverse the letters, and she'll catch herself. Sometimes she just does it on purpose to be funny, but other than that, I really don't have to help her. She'll ask you a lot of times. You might hear, help me do this, I don't know how to do this, and then she'll move my hand away. She knows how to do it. But I don't stress them out. I don't make them write a lot, at a time, just what they're capable of. And so, we move from the word to the sentences, but mainly copy work. And, the paper, 4 sentences a day. That's all we did. I didn't want to stress them out. I didn't want to overwhelm them, because like I said, if you give a child a paper or even a story prompt and say, write me a story, they're going to look at you with a blank stare. And even myself, when I'm sitting down, I have all these great ideas in my head, but when it comes to the paper, I can't really organize them to make sense without doing it several times. So it is hard. The same story prompt, if you're using story prompts that you give your kids, take that story prompt, write the story yourself, and see how easy it is. It's not that easy. If you guys took note of the them trading papers, okay, trading papers. They were not in the room writing the stories together. I worked with them about 15 minutes it took for each lesson, or each session, the paragraph. And they didn't know what each other, was writing about. So they really enjoyed the aspect of reading each other's. Now, I can tell you, like I told you in the video, there are people selling the same information I'm giving you, okay? I'm not going to name, the people, but they are selling this information. It's the same thing. I was looking at the stuff and, I'm like, let me see what they have to offer. They're good. And I enjoy watching their videos and reading their blogs and, going over to their websites and stuff. But it's the exact same stuff I was already doing. And I'm like, I'm not paying for this. It's good for people that don't know, but I'm not paying for it because I already know now. So I'm, trying to give a little head up, to you all that may not be able to go that route and, purchase each and every little, help, resource, or what have you. And just let you know that I got your back. Same tips, okay, that they have marketed. Same tips. You can find blogs and, people on just, blogs, and they'll tell you the same thing. So it's a common to do things that way. Let me see what else. I know I did get some questions a while ago on the excuse me, that oak tree, y'all. It's just messing with me. On the writing program. And I use that loosely. I'm not pushing any, any programs or things. It's not necessary. It's really not. They are a guide. And most of the time, if you're buying those things, you're going to find out that you're very overwhelmed and you will not use them. People are dropping a couple $100s on these top writing programs and they don't work because you don't really understand yourself. So if you do it, the way I told you or suggested, tell them to write you a story. Everything that they would tell you, kids come and tell you a story, write it down and just direct them. The who, what, when, where. If you follow that method, you will have some quality work without having to, spend that money on the program. But I will share, I did just share the book, the curriculum in the curriculum hall. I haven't, other than what I showed you the other day, the inside of it. It's a guide. It's basically a guide, but I can tell you it is top notch for a curriculum. It is top notch. There's a couple different, I don't have it, but yeah, it's on the shelf. A couple different components, and I think I shared a couple of them. And so we just kind of, the thing I really like about it is I'll do a walkthrough or review on it. The program, the book, is written for the child. So it's for the kids to read. It's not something I really have to teach. Hey, read this. And it just solidifies what I'm telling them and teaching them already. So they understand it. It's colorful and it just engages them. They don't, sit down. It's like read about what a narrative is, and oh, okay, I can do that. So something like that, I would say use it to your advantage. It's not going to overwhelm you because it is written for the child. if they understand it, you should, be able to understand it with no problem. I say even the teacher's book is, it's the same thing. It's pretty cut and dry, but I didn't find anything too outrageous to where it just did not make sense from my own writer standpoint. But some of these things are just, these programs are very intensive, and they're, it's too much. So, save those things for upper level once they have learned to, get ideas down and put them in order, and, make sure the details actually flow and things like that. Tanisha says, I get on my children a lot about penmanship too. It's very important. I agree with you. Yeah, I see. What happens is a lot of times if we're working in workbooks, kids tend to, because it's only a fill in the blank, they get sloppy. And, I see it all the time. People do flip throughs and of the workbooks, and because the lines are really small, I get that. It's hard for them to write, and that's the reason why I use the workbooks or the work text loosely, because they don't get a chance to actually handwriting. It's not good for handwriting, so I try not to do that. And then work text kind of handicap the child, because they get used to that one word answer or that one sentence answer. And so, for the twins, I push them out of, they still do work text, but over into more of the writing, so that they would get out of that, because, this not going to be, from here on out, it's not one word answers. It's not one sentence. I need more, if that makes sense. And because I've watched them, I have stories. I didn't share that part. I think I'll save that for, other videos on this writing thing. But watching this last video, and if you watch, later on, you will see the difference between now and earlier on, when they would write their own stories. Not that they were bad. They were still very detailed. I was very impressed. But they were, really beginner. Really beginner. So I'm working on getting them to add more details and things like that. But I have one, we watched something on Niagara Falls, and we watch Are We There Yet? National Geographic Kids. And one of the kids wrote a paper on Niagara Falls, and he wrote the paper as if he had actually been there. So, it's just proof that they can do on their own if you let them. So I leave all kinds of paper out, and just, I never know what they're up to. I had no idea that's what would become of it. I didn't tell them to write anything. We watch the shows, and that's it. We talk about it, but I was not asking. But this one will sit down and write. I try to keep, what I can, but they will write stories for the sister. They sent a lot back in December. When she came, she took them to college with her. So that's what they do. They write stories and just give them away. Yeah, sometimes if I think about it, I make a copy of it so I have it, but a lot of times they just do it and I don't even know it. So, more elaborate writing, I tell the girls, yes. And, that really comes in, you have to guide them. What is elaborate? What do you want me to expand upon? You really have to lay it out. It's like when I hear, people saying, how do I get the kids to do chores and, this, that, and the other? It's like, okay, do you tell the child to go clean the room and expect them to clean it. It doesn't work that way, because you end up yelling at them. They don't clean it, and it just is not effective. And I even had to do this with my teenagers. You have to break it down. What is clean your room? I want you to pick this up, and I want you to put this right here. And then when you finish that, I want you to pick this up and you put this right here. And you have to do that. If you have to leave the room, when you finish these two things, come and get me. And then you go in there and you check. Okay, good job. Then I want you to take this and you put this right here. Because, even my girls, when they were in the cleaning the kitchen stage very early, I would say, go clean the kitchen. That's your job. We had the little thing on the, we used chorebuster.net. So it was on the refrigerator and things. And they would wash the dishes, and that was it. Now, when I say clean the kitchen, I want the stove clean. I want the counters wiped off. We go down to the baseboards, and they would always tell me, why are you so OCD like that? And it's just me. When I say clean the kitchen, floor swept, floor mopped. That means clean, okay? I'm a stickler for floors. I can't cook if the floor hasn't been mopped. So I would have to really step by step detail it. Wash the dishes, wipe down the counters, wipe down the stove, wipe down the refrigerator, sweep the floor, mop the floor. Now, sometimes I would do the floor because I'm just that way. But, yeah, you know, and they grew up knowing, okay, this is what she expected. Same thing with the bathroom. Go clean the bathroom. They're going to look at something on the counter and say, okay, I'm going to put this away, and then that's it. They might clean out the bathtub, and that's it. Sweep the floor, clean the mirror, clean the toilets, that type of thing. Empty the trash. So, yeah. Break it down. And I got really, I don't know, it just became so redundant. I took the trash can away because it was just one more step. And I said, okay, well, go to the kitchen trash. If you don't want to empty the trash, we'll just have one trash can. So, hello, 3 and done. But, yeah, when you are, working with them in writing, I told them one day, hey, this is what you're going to write next. Let them marinate. I reminded them later that day, are you thinking about your story? So that they would be prepared for the next day. I showed them the board. This is how you're going to do this. And so when they came in to sit down and write, this is what we're going to do. They had to think about it. And, this is not the first paper, but this is the first time I actually vlogged like that. Yeah. I just didn't know it was such a topic to where it's, writing is being avoided in homeschooling, or it's, becoming, it's stressful. I didn't know it was that stressful. But I just, I don't encourage you all to skip it or avoid it or let them get by with a couple of sentences, because that's only going to make it harder for you. By the time they are in middle school, these kids should be writing essays, a couple of nice reports a year. And those things take time. So you have to keep that in consideration when trying to do other things. A lot of times we're trying to rush. You have to scale back what you're doing because the writing is important. It is important. They have to be able to express and get things out. And, of course, if you're not working them to, go to college or university or anything like that, that may not be as important. But if you are, the earlier you do it, the easier it's going to be. You know, take things, if you're using resources and things like that, get those things and spend a good 6 weeks yourself reading through those things so that you understand what's going on and how to do it. Implement it yourself. Sit down and write a paper. You know, write a story so that you can see for yourself how this is going to go. Gives you a better feel. And then if you see them, you know, having trouble, then you know, you step back. If it takes you 2 weeks to do what I showed you, spend 2 weeks on that one paper. You know, it may take 2 weeks, because by the time you get to the final draft, if you do the same thing, the 4 or 5, you know, the paragraph a day, it may take you 2 weeks to do that. That's fine. I hear tiny humans. So, Brittany teacher says some kids don't even know how to write at all. Yeah. Yeah, that's just, you know, something that I just kind of grew up doing, and it was a natural. It was a natural, you know, we hadn't learned all the grammar. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say that, because I hadn't been taught the grammar, but I could read. You know, we got our books on the first day of school, elementary school. I'm talking first grade, second grade. While the teacher is talking to us, I'm reading the books and I'm doing the work. You know, I got my paper on my lap, and you know, I was that kid. So, yeah, I should have been solely homeschooled, because I just kind of got it like that. I think my only hang up with school was math. But again, I think you know, I keep journals and things like that of things that the kids say. I will remind them of things that they say, and sometimes they will write about those things. You know, that's something I've always done. I started little diaries before all the kids were born, and done things like that. Queen Mystic, hey, Goddess Rising, thanks for the hot tips. And I agree. Well, thank you. I am so humbled by those words. So keep something yourself. Just write. I don't know if you guys do journals or diaries. I encourage everybody to get just even, you know, a composition book. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Keep a homeschool journal. You know, things that I see in posted in groups and on chats and on comments and things like that. I think if a lot of people wrote those things down, and then they went back, you know, date those things, and they go back later on and they would read through things like that, you would find that because you're writing in the moment, things become easier for you. And it gives you a picture of really what's going on. Because a lot of times you're writing things, you're posting things as a vent, as an outlet, because you have nothing else. But write those things. You know, I'm one that I don't come on and vent. I don't even call anybody and vent. I'm one that is just saying, if you don't talk to other people more than you talk to God. Okay? So if I'm not here, I'm in the Word, because you all are, you know, you're good people. It's nice conversation and things like that. But He's always there. He's always listening. He always has the perfect answers. You know, I can give you all tips. Some of them will apply, some of them may not. You may have to tweak them, but you know, the Most High is going to give you the right answer because He's the one ordering your steps. Excuse me. You know, with these kids, just, you know, like I say, just write these things down and that will help you a lot, you know, and year by year, you know, write down the same way you would talk to a girlfriend. Write that stuff down. And, you know, the frustrations, you know, the troubles, the successes, in detail, you know, kind of write down what happened, how it made you feel, how it made the child feel, what was going on, so that you can kind of put that stuff, there's something going on there, and you want to figure out what it is that's causing the struggles. And writing is a good way to do that. It is a great way to do that. And if you just, you know, constantly, you know, go to other people, you know, they're not your, you know, they're not in your dynamic. They can't offer really too much help. They may, you know, tell you, oh, I had a similar situation and this is what I did, but you know, it's not a cookie cutter deal. Korean Dunn says, hi, Sylvia. So, yeah, keep your, you know, keep your notes going, and you know, you will see the progress. Keep your, I always say in the beginning of the year, write down your expectations and go back once a month and just reevaluate and see if those things are actually happening. Sometimes we set the bar too high. Sometimes we set the bar too low. So, you know, with my kids, just like I do everybody, you know, you all hear information. I meet you all where you are. You know, there's a lot of information that I know that I just sit on for a while because, you know, some people are not ready for it. Some people are going to take it the wrong way, and it's not meant to be taken like that. But I know everybody has an opinion. And when it comes to the kids, I meet them where they are. If I see that they are excelling faster than I'm ready, I just keep it going. I don't hold them back. I keep it going. So that, you know, everything flows right. Because sometimes they will go down rabbit trails that I don't even imagine. And it's a good thing, you know, because it tells me that they are engaging and they are learning on their own. I'm just giving them, you know, I'm their agent and giving them some tools. So, yeah, you certainly don't, I'm going to say, kids in general are very smart. And you cannot underestimate kids. Kids can do all sorts of amazing things. So when it comes to homeschooling, don't slack. Do not slack at all. But again, do not stress yourself out and over schedule things. Allow time for things. Don't try to. If you are writing, you set aside your block of time. If that is all you accomplish that day, because in the beginning, when you're working through proper writing technique, you are going to you may have some tears in the beginning. You may have some frustrations. That may diminished spirit for the day. Let that be it. Let them go. Let them go. Class dismissed. That's it. You did great. And that time you sat there and you put in, that is more valuable than checking off that box for the rest of those subjects. Trust me, they will remember that. You saw how excited these kids were. I want to write this whole notebook. I want to, can I do this? And they have other things in the notebook, but we have, more. But that was them. I didn't coach them. I wanted you guys to see, real life. This is how they felt about it. And that was the reason why I also encouraged you to pull the kids up next to you and let the kids watch, because they wanted to help the kids out. Your writing sample video was great. Just wrapped up watching it. Well, thank you. Because, kids like to see other kids doing things. So, if you have not watched it, pull the kids up, sit down, and watch. I think I probably did 15 minutes. I don't even want to say 15. It might have been 15 minutes at the end, of just extra tips and things like that. So they don't have to sit for the whole hour. But, to actually let them see what's going on and let them know that this happened over the course of a week. So this is, what we want to try over the course of the week. The kids even said it's better to do it over the week than at one time. The stories they write, they sit down and write them stories in, a few minutes. And that's fine. I don't discourage them. Like I said, I meet them where they are. If this is what they want to do, sit down and write a story. And I'm not judging them or critiquing them as, like I said, that red pen thing. That's not what I'm doing. I want them to enjoy it, so they will free write on their own, whatever they think of. Those are the things that really help. The more they write, to them, it's like a journal. And I know a lot of parents do have their kids do journal writing, but I also don't think it should be a forced journal writing. You can give them, I used to give them a couple of story prompts here and there just to see how well, but I don't do that as often anymore because it's not needed. They're able to produce what I need them to produce. And it's not, we're not pulling teeth. Oh, my goodness. I forgot. Hold on. I'll plug up this thing. My battery is running low. Hold on, y'all. There we go. My 6th grader wants to be homeschooled. I feel like at this point it's now or never. Well, I encourage you. If the child wants it, go for it. You guys can do this. It's teamwork. You can do it. It'll take you maybe a couple years to kind of find your groove in it. But it's doable. It is definitely doable. It's not easy. It's not, there are no answers. It's one of those things where you just have to keep going every day. Keep going. I have to get up every day and pray because I don't know what I'm doing. And that's that's my prayer. Lord, guide me today because I do not know what I'm doing. And, yeah. I feel, calm, peace. And when I don't and everybody's just, out of sorts, it's like, all right, go outside. We'll pick this up tomorrow. Or, later on. And we don't worry about it. I'm not trying to check off any boxes. I would much rather, like I say, the quality time spent working on that one thing is going to be more memorable and more impactful than trying to check off some boxes. So, but yeah, I really want to, Mystique, I really want to, um, I would like updates. So keep watching and let me know how things are going and in the chats and things. Yeah, it's definitely it's homeschooling is a rising phenomenon. Even though it's not anything new, it's just, every year it's a whole new flock of families. And I think that we can change. We can really make a change. It's going to take a while, but we can change the world. State by state, the thing with the funding and things like that. Every year, because of the influx of homeschooling, um, new states are putting, they're proposing new bills and things like that. I know we had one recently, or actually two, and it's about the funding. Should the tax dollars, if your children are homeschooled, you're paying the school tax. The money should be used. We should be allowed to use that money for curriculum and things like that. So the thing is actually getting those council members to, once they're elected, to actually get that stuff in place. Because, I mean, it's not fair that we have to shell out tax dollars and, we get nothing back. And it's a struggle, the material. It is a struggle trying to curriculum. It's a lot. It's a lot. It can be more than, I think, sometimes people spend more than they need to, but it's, in any case, it's still a lot because you're paying tax dollars. Do you make periscopes? I don't do periscopes. I just, not even the Insta stories. I'm just not there yet. I am mainly here. The quality time really stands out for us since my oldest is special needs. Exactly. Exactly. So, and talk to the kids. The kids will tell you, they will tell you, evaluate at the end of the day. I pull my kids aside at least a couple times a week. One, we'll have some one-on-one time and I just talk to them and ask them how things are going and how, what is easy, what is hard, get them to talk to you about what they're doing. Sometimes you may not be giving them enough or you may be asking too much of them. And if you're not in tune to them, that right there will, that's why I hear a lot of curriculum turnover. And it's not because it didn't work. It's basically a miscommunication between you and that child. Tanisha says that would be great to have something like that for homeschoolers to purchase curriculum, especially for us mamas that do not work. Exactly, because it's hard. It's hard. You guys, that's why I have so many projects going on. You got to hustle up. And I was just saying last night, I wanted to come on, but I was so tired. I was just, I just wanted to flop in the bed and fall out. In fact, I had she's not a teenager anymore, but one of my kids in my bed, and I had to tell the kids to go tell her to get out because I was getting ready to fall on her, or she would have to scoot over or something because I was just that tired. And I'm like, man, this takes me back to those days when I would work. Guys, I would work hours and hours and just be tired. 16, 16, 8, 8, and then I may have a day off or half a day off because I'm working 8 at night, and then I go in for another 8, and then 16 hours, then 16 hours. And I was just, man, I was tired. Good morning, Vicky. So, yeah, that's how tired I felt. But, I have a lot of, it's passive income to be made. And so I have a lot of projects going on. I'm still in school, and yeah, that's what did it yesterday. I had a test yesterday. And so I was just like, oh my gosh. What gets me is almost star test time. Oh, yeah. That means learning is going to be all about the test. Yes. Yeah, those tests are coming up. So, yeah, we need to have something that we could use for, for funding. And we should have a choice and not so much where the government has to say. Now, I know in state of Texas wouldn't go for it. The government would not have a say. We are all private school here. And so if they wanted to deem us private school and give us private school privilege, okay. I may compromise for that because that means we'll get the funding. That does not mean that I won't be able to teach what I want. I can still do that. I can still purchase those materials with my own money. But for the major stuff, yeah, I can use your funding to do that. And I know that's what they do this is what they do in California with the charters and the umbrellas. They're not able to do the religious material with that funding, which is fine. They, purchase on their own. So, I'm not opposed to it. I think, the government, if people get too caught up with that, I don't want the government. The government is already here, y'all, and the government is not going anywhere. This is why I have my own curriculum at home. Yeah. So, but yeah, it would be nice to have, have the funds to be able to do certain things, especially with, those of you that have special needs children. That can become quite a challenge because you have to, use different things and materials. And yeah, special needs children are sometimes destructive. So things are getting destroyed easier. But, that happens in normal homeschool. The kids are ruining the books, and it's like, I can't keep up. It's just too much. So, hopefully in time, things will change, and we'll get what's due. Hey, I confess. You know what? You haven't made breakfast. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad you're still here. You haven't made breakfast. What were you going to make for breakfast, Hannah? Now your kid's going to be hungry. Oh my goodness. I know you go and cook up some good stuff and Indian food, and yeah. I need to come back out to California. Seriously. Yes, California is great for homeschooling. Yes, it is. It sure is. But yeah, I need to make a journey back out there. I'm gonna bring the kids out there one day. I had fun growing up living there, but vacation spot. I don't think I could live there anymore. I think there's too much fear of oversight from the state. There's too much fear of oversight from the state isn't a problem at all. I'm making French crepes shortly. Ooh, everyone is still asleep. I'm working on videos, taking advantage of the quiet time. Girl, You give me life. My kids been wanting crepes, and I just keep giving them pancakes. Oh my goodness, I'm bad. And you guys, they finally made it. I have some stuff to share, but they finally made it to IHOP. I talked about that a couple weeks ago. My kids have never been to IHOP, and we went to IHOP like 2 weeks ago almost, I think. Nobody got pancakes, but yeah, and they saw the crepes and things. So one day I will get on it. There's so much going on. Trying to be quick. Sometimes I have my older one in there. She'll go in there and cook, and so I don't have to worry. That is the perk of having big kids. Sounds like a dream. My kids wake up at 5:45. Oh goodness. Girl, I'm turning over at that point. So I get up about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and have my little quiet time. Gosh, birds are loud. Yeah, they tend to stay up at night, and that gives me my time. Oops, gotta go. One just woke up. Well, thank you. Enjoy your crepes, and I will see you on your channel and hopefully in another chat. Miss Hannah. Um, and I think I'm still waiting on a book review or a book chat. I am, I know you said sometime this month, so I'm still waiting on it. Or did you already do it? And I missed it. I'm making. Or did you vlog? You going there to IHOP? Did I vlog IHOP? Girl, I can't remember. I don't. No, I took pictures. I don't think I did. I don't even know. Honestly, I can't remember. I think I took some pictures. I know I took pictures on my phone. I did a little Insta video. I put it on Instagram. And what happened? Oh, they were saying they're so quiet and polite. Yeah. But I did that. I can't think. I think I did have the camera. I know I took it when we went to the store. I can't remember. We went shopping. I have a haul coming up, you guys. I'm going to show you the footage, and that's not my best footage because, you know, when you have kids and you're in the store, I normally do online, but we actually went to the children's place. I had a migraine today. I scheduled a live book chat. Okay. I think I remember you saying that. Okay. Um, oh yeah, the migraines are no joke. I had one yesterday. Bye-bye. But yeah, you know, you're trying to watch the kids and pick out clothes and hold the camera at the same time. So you're looking at the middle of the clothes and just all kind of stuff. But I'm going to put those stores, that footage up first, and then I'll put up the actual haul so that you'll get to see what we did. But everybody needed new clothes, and I shared, I think, in part of it. My kids, they climb trees and all kind of stuff. Holes in the knees and the leggings coming apart and just all kinds of stuff. And I just let them wear stuff out because that's all they do is go outside. I have been there and done that with the, you know, keeping so many outfits and all of that. And I'm not doing consignments. So, yeah, everything came from Children's Place. And I hadn't been to Children's Place. It had been, I think, exactly 2 years. Well, not exactly, but I think just about 2 years. And yeah, I didn't even share. I did a fall winter haul 2 years ago, 2016. I didn't even share that because I don't know, it got later and later. I still have the stuff. I think the footage, but I never put it up. I just stopped doing, the kids' clothes. I stopped sharing those things. But yeah, they all needed new clothes. So down to the PJs and undies, and so yeah, that's what we did. And I will put this stuff up soon. You know I love my children's halls. And you guys, I'm really the children's place is not my favorite place. Okay, I call that store the disposable clothing store because that stuff does not the quality. A long time ago, when my older kids, when that store first opened, I would go in there and get some things. I've always been a Gymboree type kid, clothes person, or Dillard's, or even J.C. Penney was pretty good. Sears, I grew up in those stores, or a boutique. But Gymboree, or not Gymboree, Children's Place quality. In a couple of months, that stuff looked like they had it for years. And I would have random pieces of clothes from my older kids that, they're older now. And the little kids are wearing that stuff. And it still looks brand new. And it's like, what's going on with the quality of these clothes? So we can't pass it down. So that's why I call it disposable. You just wear it until it falls apart and we throw it in trash. And I don't put too much emphasis, just kind of like Walmart. If you got to go to Walmart, you just throwing the money in the trash because it's not going to hold up. But if they're just outside climbing trees and getting muddy, no problem. I like the jeans for my little boys when they put them. Yes, the jeans are $6.99. And that's what I did a couple years ago. I went on eBay and somebody was selling a lot. They had like 2 pair Old Navy and the rest were Children's Place. They were brand new. I bought him 5 pair and they were $25. And now all of them except one, because it happened really early. But it's thin, but they all have holes in the knees. So yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. And then my other one had Gymboree jeans, and yeah, she literally tore those things up. And Gymboree jeans are $36 a piece. They were not on sale. So that's just me. That's how I dressed them. I agree about Children's Place. Do you shop at Zulily? I do sometimes. I do. Because I like all the unique, boutique type stuff. I don't like them to look cookie cutter and things like that. So I try to find, I try to stay out of the box stores if I can. But I was out. We had to go out somewhere, and Children's Place was there and Payless was there, and they needed shoes. So I'm like, this is where we're going to go, because I don't have time to go from place to place. They just needed stuff, and it was to the point where they needed stuff to go out of the house in, because I just let them wear it all out. So girl, whatever clothes you don't want, I'll be glad if I can find some stuff. I gave so much, stuff, so much stuff. Gymboree, Gap, I can't even think. Ralph Lauren, what am I trying to say? Oil Lily, boutique clothes. Okay, I gave so much stuff away. It's not even funny. Just gave it away. Gave it away. Boys and girls. Because it was just so much clothes. And that was a lot of stuff that I had, gotten a few years back. And they had all outgrown it. But I gave it away. And so now they are, like I said, I just did this little bit. And it was a lot. Guys, it was a lot. But, kids are expensive. But, they got enough to get them by. And then I ended up with, they're giving out place cash now. It's not redeemable until the 2nd. So I'm going to order, because I was after leggings. One of my kids does not wear jeans. They mainly wear leggings, but a couple of them will wear jeans, but one of them won't. And they have leggings online exclusive too for $7, and in the store they're $7 a piece. So I'm going to get leggings, bunch of leggings, because that's what I bought before. I think I probably bought about 12, 14 pair of leggings, and they all pretty much were the same size, so I don't have to worry about, I got them some individual, but they can all wear the same stuff. I'm gonna do the leggings thing, and I might add a couple of pair of what do you call it, capris or something like that. And yeah, but I shared a picture, I think, or two pictures of some of the haul on Instagram, so that's what you guys saw. But I'm going to put that footage up, the store footage. We also went to Marshall's, so I'm gonna put the store footage up, and then I will share the actual haul. I think I'm gonna have to edit, because you guys know they play music in the store, so I might have to turn the volume down, or I don't know. I don't care. I think I clipped it up enough to where it won't be flagged for copyright. I don't know. But I kind of forgot at some points that the music was on. Yeah, your friends and neighbors gave you clothes. Yes. I need to go back. Yeah, the leggings. We can do a lot with leggings. Put them under the dresses and under the skirts. And they just work. So, but you know what I was really tripping off of? Children's Place have changed their distributors, their what am I trying to say? Their manufacturers. Okay, because the last set I bought, that 5 pair, was a 6 slim for my son. And so what I did was, because I didn't pick up any pants for him or any jeans for him in the store, I came home and I ordered them the next day. I ordered 7s. Okay, I ordered 7 slims. You know when those things came in the mail? And I filmed it, but I'm not going to put that part. I'm going to put the correct footage up. But I filmed it. He tried those jeans on, the 7s. Oh my gosh. He couldn't even get in them. And I'm like, wait a minute. You could fit the 6s just fine. With the, it's just that the knees are gone. But you can't fit the 7s. That doesn't make sense. They were so small. The girls' thighs couldn't even get on them. Just looking at them, I could tell. So they have changed. They have cut. They're girls' jeans. I really have to watch, because they cut them clothes so small. That's the reason why I don't like the shorts there. But I had to take him back and go get him. Now I got him 2 pair of pants, and they fit fine. But I had to take the 3 pair of jeans back and get 8s, and they were okay. And then I think the 8 regular, because he won't wear regular. He only wears a skinny. He says they feel too baggy. The 8 regular were too big. So it was just like, oh my gosh. Can I just get through this? I probably would have already had it up, but having to take the stuff back is what threw me. I was buying most of my boys' clothes at Kohl's. Oh yes, I love Kohl's, but they seem to have lost quality as well. I'd pass those down. And they are becoming overpriced. Yeah. The only clothes, like I say, honestly, I could pass down are boutique and Gymboree clothes. I could not, Gap. I could not pass down. They would look horrible. And even when I would buy Gymboree clothes, I would buy so much. My kids would wear one outfit literally one time, and then I would sell it. So they would, yeah. Just weird like that. It was just cute. Some stuff I would let them keep, but literally they would wear brand new clothes every day. But yeah, I would sell that stuff on eBay. And people were like, did they even wear this? So I haven't had any problem with children's place holding up so far unless they fall and get a hole in it or something. Yeah. Even Gap has gone down. Yeah. Sometime if I find Gap, consignment or something like that, I'll get it. But I just stopped. No, I would do Gap jeans because I like their jeans. They had the fit because I'm short. So I think the majority of mine, I don't want to say the majority, a lot of mine came from Gap. Once Upon a Child. Yes, when I do consignment, that's what I would do. Once Upon a Child, or to find a big consignment event in the city and go. But yeah, a lot of these stores are too, the quality of the clothes is just either they're too, for the girls, they're too skimpy, Target, Walmart, definitely, the shorts. And I'm like looking at this stuff like when I was looking at the children's place shorts, the shorts look like panties. And I'm like, I'm not buying that. I'm not putting my kids in that. No, they have to be down to the knee before I let them wear them. Because sometimes, they're little girls and they like to climb the trees, and that's not really good for skirts and dresses. So, but yeah, I don't like letting them wear their little short stuff, I don't like that. I don't like stuff on the bum. Stuff written on the legs, even shirts. I'm very picky about what's written on the shirt. So finding dresses and shorts for my girls is annoying. Yes, you have to go old school and just, find the prairie dresses and stuff. So that's why we kind of stick with leggings because they work. But Children's Place did have some cargo length shorts. And of course, that stuff is more expensive than the other stuff. So, I did notate that in the haul that I probably could have gone cheaper, but I was not buying that little skimpy stuff. Tank tops, we don't do tank tops anymore. So that stuff is going to be the real cheap stuff, but we don't do that. A swimsuit, yeah. Just had a moment to jump on. Hi, Compass. So leggings under everything, yeah. And you guys, even leggings aren't even, they're not modest. We try to cover up, but leggings are not modest because what I consider modest is anything does not distinguish your figure. Okay, leggings are a cover, but they're not really modest. I see a lot of times the kids in leggings and the shirt is barely at their waist, so their bum is still exposed. Their thighs are exposed. They're just covered. So I don't really consider that it's just a cover, But if they're just outside and stuff like that, that's fine. I think tunics are a good fit. A nice loose tunic. Anything with a belt, again, or a drawstring, that's not going to be that modest. Yes, girl, I don't want Illuminati symbols on my kids' clothes. Yeah. One thing I did not notate on this haul, I'll probably have to do an annotation. I got them undies, the girls, okay? And I forgot because we were in such a hurry, and I could have taken them back, but I didn't. When I pulled them out, okay, you got the little designs on them and stuff like that. Some of them are plain, okay? But on, I think, one pair, there's a happy face. The happy face is on the back. And I'm like, no, they didn't. Okay, why are you putting, it's just one little icon. Why are you putting this icon on the back of these little girls' panties? I don't like stuff like that. That's just a turn off. So I won't do, unless I check them, I won't do those again. But they had already opened them. But for those of you that are that picky, like me, that's a heads up. They will, it made, in the package, the way they were packaged, it looked like they were on the front. And I think I saw that before, and I didn't pick them up. I put them back down. But these, I didn't even check. I just grabbed them because it was time to go. No lace pin. Yeah, no lace. Yeah, these are. There were briefs. It was just that the icon is on the back, and it was just one. If it's something all over them, that's okay. But if it's just one little icon on the back, to me, that's suggestive. I don't want to. Even though nobody's looking at their undies, I just don't like that for little girl. They have that's a hidden agenda. They need cotton. Yep, cotton, granny panties. Yeah. Whatever. So, anywho, but I will get those things up sometime in the next couple days. I'll try to get those two videos up, and I have meal vlogs from last month that I still need to share. And so I saw little girl's panties. I'm reading this. Let me show. With boy's name on it. I was like, what the? Yes. Yes. Yes, some of those little girls' clothes look just like mini adult clothes. Yeah, and I'm not wearing anything with the symbol on it. No. So you're definitely not going to wear it. But, when people buy these things, it's like years ago when Abercrombie and Fitch came out with, they were marketing thongs for 7-year-olds. I'm like, what? So, yeah. Whew. We do shorts at home. Then no booty shorts, leggings, but no leggings as pants. Yeah. So, if my kids are wearing leggings, like I say, I have one that only wears leggings. Her shirts are a lot longer. And, she is kind of on the thick side, so we can't really cover up too much. But if you guys notice, she never wears jeans, and she, never wears shorts. So, but I did get her, she did get a pair of capri leggings, and she got a pair of cargo shorts this time. So we'll see how that works. But she's not the one. She covers herself. Sylvia, did you see my comment above about the Rhea Lana sales? What is Rhea Lane? She's saying, what is Rhea Lane? What the heck is that? Consignment sales I mentioned. I don't think they're here in Central Texas. Michaela is a very thick girl. Yeah. That's how Zai is. So you know what I'm talking about. Some stuff you just can't hide. You can't hide. But yeah. Oh my gosh, they are still asleep. It's 11:30. At least one is up. So 4 of them are still asleep. Or at least I heard one of them. Maybe he went back to bed. They do have sales in Texas. Not sure where you are. I'm going to have to check. I haven't seen any in this area, because I have seen them, but they're not in this area. We have kid to kid. Yeah, kid to kid is good. So, but trying to think, what else did I notate? The girls stuff, and the girls, they had girls jeans on in the store, in the children's place. They're all $6.99 in the store. If you buy them online, they're $5.79, I think. And online, those are the boys. Online for the girls, they were $11.99. So I'm like, I would get the boys' jeans for the girls, because this is just too much. But I didn't actually get them any jeans from there yet. So I don't know if I'll get them. I'm just picky on the cut. So yeah, it's just crazy how they change, how they the prices differ from the gender difference. I think all the t-shirts were like $4.99 and stuff like that. So that was a good thing. So yeah, I'm gonna get that out because it's pretty pretty decent. And like I say, if you go, they still have that. They're giving out the place bucks because they're trying to Easter. They got that Easter stuff out. So they didn't really have anything in the store that we went to for older kids, like or no, I take that back. They didn't. All the clearance stuff was for like size 10 and up. They had a lot of clearance pants and sweatpants and stuff like that, and even online. So I was kind of disappointed about that because I would have liked to got the girls some of those things to put up, but they were all too big. So that's the frustration. That's why I can't shop at that store, because if I really needed something, I wouldn't be able to find it. Girl, when you meet Michaela, you will see how thick she is. Vicky says you should. They sell books, homeschool stuff, outside toys. Yeah, that's how the consignments are. We, do here. They sell everything. Let's talk about Toys R Us closing down. Well, Toys R Us is, yeah. It's so many things that are closing down, just surprisingly, but not surprisingly. And, uh-oh. Well, they're awake. I don't know what's going on in there. I hear somebody. I mean, this is going to be a long day. I have to, I don't know what we're going to do today, but I have to get some energy out, because if they're just now getting up, they're going to try to stay up all night. Claire's too. Yeah, things are just, they're saying it's online sales, and it's, online sales been around, but online sales closing stores. I'm like, wow. Yeah, they have other agendas. Is what's going on with those stores. So I'm trying to think of what else is closing. It's going to be random stores. It'll be random stores. I don't think all of them are going to close, but random stores. And yes, it's all overpriced. It is all overpriced. I think they are still, I mean, it's the biggest toy distributor, but they are going to just make some cities have quite a few locations, and they're just going to it'll probably be one on one side of town and one on the other type deal. They haven't really said exactly how many or how long it's going to take for all of them to close, or the clearances and stuff. So yeah, I have seen a couple of things that, I mean, the thing they said they are going to close, I don't know. I don't know if they're all going to close, but I've gotten mixed stories. They said they don't know when the clearance sales will start. I read the other day that all of them are. Oh, okay. Well, I knew our local store was closing, but I'm rarely in there. Yeah, I don't do Toys R Us. So, but There's some in Canada, Canadian company. Yeah, because Canada, you guys, Canada's different, and Canada's more expensive anyways. They tend to keep um they can tend to keep the stores. So no big deal though. We're not toys family, so that's one thing we will not miss at all. Um, hear what they're arguing about. So we shall see if they end up liquidating everything. So somebody popped their head in here. Anyway, let me get in here. I've been on here an hour. I was thinking I would be on here maybe 30 minutes, but it's almost an hour and a half. I just wanted to kind of pop in and say hey and let you guys know what's going on, what's coming up, and chit chat with you all. I did leave the video up that I said I was going to privatize. I left it up, you guys. I'm good. I'm not selfish. I just figured that it would help everybody. I do appreciate the thumbs up because, again, that lets me know if the information was helpful. Because I don't have to share stuff like that. I really don't. This stuff is not new to me, but sometimes I don't see other people sharing those things, and it's not anything secret, but some of you guys just don't have the time to look for things like that. And I figured it would definitely help many of us that are not able to go travel to convention and conferences and things like that. So it's there. I said the feedback is what lets me know that even if you don't comment, if you can't watch all, the thumbs up says a lot to me. Okay. It just lets me know that, you're present. Same thing with the thumbs down, even though I don't understand it, but hey, to each his own. Bye-bye. So I'm going to get in here and get going and get these kids situated so we can get some, something going. I don't miss the toys, but I feel for the people. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the same thing I said about Sam's Club, the jobs. So, yeah, where are these people going to go? But I will see you all in the next video, the next chat. No idea. You all, like I said, to pull the kids in and watch the video on the writing. Leave some feedback for the kids. Thumbs up the video. All right. And I will see you all. Happy homeschooling. Peace out.